What a do, Z-Boy crew. We're here with another live stream today. I'm joined with CFC Gem. So let's get into today's stream. Okay. And we're back with another live stream. Third day on the channel, third stream. Gem, did you say something to me before we started streaming?
It just kept cutting, so I wasn't sure if it was me or you because it just kept cutting out. We're right.
Oh, we're all right now. But yeah, guys, I am here joined by obviously the one on the CFC Gem from GNA TV. Gem, how you doing today, man?
I'm all right, mate. I'm just happy that it's a Friday, Weekends are always good to come into, and obviously we've got Chelsea playing on the weekend, so can't complain.
Yeah. I mean, there's a Burnley game. I mean, I always actually very enjoy playing Burnley because I think Burnley is one of the funniest teams to play because it's just so shit. But it's gonna be a different game. But we'll get into that, guys. But the rundown of the stream today, guys, we're gonna talk Roman. We're gonna react to the twat, Rory Jennings and his views. And guys, if you guys remember from the CFC chat, we had that one video where we discussed it, and we discussed not this video, a previous video from Rory, and you guys knew how much I went on him, and a lot of people didn't like my thoughts about it because he just waffles 80% of the time. But we'll get into it now. Obviously Roman, every day's changing. Every day it's a different story. Last week we heard he's giving to this program. He's still going to be there, but now he's come out saying that he's selling. You've already spoken on it many times, but if you want to give your overall thoughts on it.
Yeah, it's sad times for Chelsea Football Club. Obviously, something that we as a fan base are going to all miss heavily. Part of the reason why where we are today is because of him, or should we say the main reason why where we are today is because of Roman Abramovich. He's put us in the elite bracket of great teams in world football. I don't think we're going to find another manager, another owner like him, to be honest. When you look at he's forgetting the business element and how much he invested in the football club, but thinking how his total connection with the fans and how invested he was in the club, going to games, celebrating. Some of his reactions when we score, and he's like, you can just see that he said to himself, like, and I know we're going to probably talk about it in a bit, but wiping off his debt and that, like not many owners are going to lose 1.5 billion if they don't care about a football club. And Roman Abramovich, his intentions to Chelsea have always been pure. And he always puts the club first. He always has done, and like he said, he treats it more like a hobby rather than an investment for him. And that's something we're never unfortunately going to find at our football club anymore, mate.
Yeah, I mean, I was very, very sad when I heard the news, and I was more sad, not about how we're going to be playing in the future, that we're not going to have this money, but how we're going to be treated. And we're going to be treated because I've never seen it. Obviously, I was born the year that Roman took over Chelsea, so I've only been in this Roman era. So it's just crazy to me. But we've got 8 people in here, guys. Do make sure to smash that like button right now. Big up to Frank, who was here before. Big ups. But yeah, obviously everyone knows my thoughts on it. I think again, it's not the right decision we should be doing, but obviously we've got no choice. It's not like he's choosing to do this, and I can't believe it came down to this, to the point where he was forced to sell, because I would never ever thought him leaving the club, and now when it's in our heads, it's like, wow, like we're in this situation. What do we do from here? We've obviously got that Polish guy who's 86 years old and he doesn't even have a lot of money. Like for a billionaire, he doesn't have a lot of money. And then we've got that Saudi guy, but he's the cousin to the guy who owns Newcastle, and sometimes family don't go ahead each other. So where do you see this going in the future? Do you see us being, as the Liverpool fans are saying, mid-table team now? We're going to go back to mid-table. Like, what do you think is going to happen with us now?
All these rival fans are just talking whack. They don't understand our football club. They don't understand the infrastructures and systems that have been built by Roman Abramovich over the last 20 years. To be valued anywhere in the regions of 2 to 3 billion as a football club is astronomical. It's a huge amount of money. There's only a small amount of individuals in the world that could actually go out and buy Chelsea right now. To be valued at that in itself involves someone coming in and taking over from Rome with a bit of money. Does that mean that Chelsea are now going to be relegated and not have money? No, it just means we're still going to be in the same position. The only thing that we're not sure on and we're waiting to see is the intentions of the new owners. Are they going to come in? Are they going to continue the structure of what Roman Abramovich has built over 20 years, which I think he's going to try and push because he wants certain individuals to still be at the club. He don't want to leave and then, all of a sudden you see everyone else leaving, Marina and whoever else starts following him. You don't want that. I don't think that's his style. So I think that the new owner will have to come in. I think if he's clever, if they're clever, shall I say, because it won't be one, it'll probably be a number of 3 or 4 people. If they're clever, they will allow the people that have been at this football club to continue to slowly bed them in, get them to understand the meaning of Chelsea, the structure of Chelsea, how it's built, how we work. And, as providing that they're willing to just back the club when we need it, i.e. in transfers, if we're up against other football clubs for the top names and we need that player, be competitive, keep us bringing in the best players around Europe. Providing we do that and we continue that sort of same structure, I'm not really worried about the whole emotional love of, our owners sitting and watching our games and, being so interested in Chelsea. I don't care. I don't need that because we're not ever going to get that again. Just be serious. We're not going to have that Roman connection. Roman was a single owner. Roman was a single owner that was at the top and he made all the decisions. Now, the way football's going, you can't buy a football club without having additional partners involved in it because of the values of these clubs. So I think we need to just appreciate that we need to hopefully, when Roman sends it, sells it on, finds the right partners to take over with the right motives for us moving forward.
And I want to rewind what you said about Marina, and I think it's a good point that he wouldn't just take out Marina and all these other people just because he's leaving. He still wants the club to do well. It's just that he is not going to be in the spotlight. And I think, obviously he's not going to be making decisions. He's not going to be owning, but he doesn't want the club to go down here. And I think it's a great point. He's just not going to remove them and send them to come work with him because honestly, he doesn't want money. And we can see that obviously by giving, as you said, the loan. I think you said 1.5 billion. I heard it was, 3.5. I'm not too sure how much, but all we know is it's a lot of money that he's not wanting to get back. So I mean, again, and what we're gonna watch right now is just shocking. It's really shocking. But I'll bring it up now, and obviously we'll give background. So this is Rory Jennings. Also, guys, we've got still 8 people in here, guys. We're on 8 likes, easily 10 likes. We can hit it by the time I click this video. So do smash that like button now. But Rory Jennings obviously says Chelsea are up for sale, and I mean, at the start, I thought this would have been, I never watched this guy. I never watched him. I think
not the way I've never shown it.
I saw Miz react to it. And I'm like, oh, when Miz reacts to something, it must be important or must be something. So I'm not gonna say anything. I'm only gonna play 2 minutes of it because it's the main part here. But we'll play it and then we'll just see because anyway, let's go.
Roman Abramovich has put Chelsea up for sale. Roman Abramovich has invited potential buyers to bid for the club this week. Cheers. Oh, I feel like Ice Cube today. You know that song that Ice Cube sings? I believe he may have been singing about this day. It has.
Can someone tell me what song this is? I don't know what song he's talking about. I don't know what song he's on about. If
Roman Abramovich has offered
music.
Chelsea up for sale. This is the correct decision. I am delighted. Before we get into it, I must immediately put it out there that I am speaking purely for myself. I believe that the vast majority of Chelsea fans will not agree with my sentiment. But for me, I believe that this is the right decision. The romanticism of football is so precious, so important, and I believe that Roman Abramovich had no interest in that. Sacking Roberto Di Matteo, who won us the Champions League. Sacking Carlo Ancelotti in the tunnel at Goodison Park, an ultimate disrespect. Sacking Frank Lampard, trying to turn Stamford Bridge into flats, trying to force Chelsea to move out of Stamford Bridge. Chelsea only exists because of Stamford Bridge. Peter Osgood, the king of Stamford Bridge, his ashes are buried under the penalty spot at the shed end of Stamford Bridge. Roman Abramovich was ready to rip it all up and force Chelsea to move. People like me who own the pitch, we were coerced to sell. And when that all happened in 2013, I began to waver my loyalty to Roman Abramovich. And since then, it has been a rocky road. I've got a lot of grief for my opinions, but the way that he is treated...
I know it's just waffle. But, Jem, just go at it, Jem. Just go at it.
He does it for reaction a lot of the time. That's why I don't listen to him. He generally does it because he knows people are going to be triggered by it. And every time he talks, if you noticed, he always wants a reaction. It's like he likes being the opposite So if the whole crowd is following one way, he'll be the opposite. 100% he'll be the opposite, just to try and react, trigger people. He's talking absolute nonsense. Let's be serious. He's talking about Frank Lampard getting sacked. Everything that he's saying, Roberto Di Matteo getting sacked, everything he's saying is more of an emotional feel. And that's why he said he's talking for himself. It's more of an emotional feel towards how he felt about that individual. And because he's old school and he likes the old days with Di Matteo, seeing Lampard back in 2003 and 4 onwards, which is fine, I do as well. I think he's looking at it more from a personal connection, and he's wrong, because since Frank Lampard's left, we've won 3 trophies and we've won the Champions League. So what Roman's decision, and he's blaming Roman for the decisions that are made in regards to managers. Ultimately, let's get it right. Roman Abramovich has been pretty vicious when it comes to sackings. Like, we're not going to lie, but the ultimate vision of when you look at it overall in the last 20 years is that was our profile. That's what made us successful. That's what brought in the trophies that made this club what it is today. So even though it might have not always been the right decision, and don't get me wrong, the Ancelotti sacking pissed me off because I never understood it back in 2010. He won the double, and the next year after, he kind of just got fizzed away after the Villa game. Other than that, I don't really look at Abramovich and go, yeah, he's an idiot because he sacked all these managers and Lampard didn't give him the opportunity. If Lampard was here today, we generally are not winning them 3 trophies. Tuchel came in and changed that, and that's why you can't go against what the man's done for this football club at the end of the day. So this guy's forgetting about the success element, which is how successful we've been, just purely out of his own feelings in regards to individuals like Frank Lampard and Di Matteo, and that's wrong. That's completely the wrong way to look at football, personally, for me.
He's thinking, as Myron Gaines will say, he's thinking too feminine. He's thinking with this feeling. He's not living in the realistic state of mind. Like, you summed it up perfectly there. Like, and Callum here, big up to Callum, who says he's pissed off because we sacked Lampard for being shit. And that's it. Like, he goes, we sacked Lampard. But to that to that rebuttal, he doesn't use any evidence saying that sacking Lampard was a bad decision. That was the best decision Chelsea's ever made in their whole entire career. Chelsea's been there and Roman's been there, because we sacked Lampard, and then look, we've just, as you said, we've won 3-4 trophies on the Tuchel. We're making a long-term team. We're making a long-term run. Like, I don't want to dive into that, but it's just the way he's saying it. And as you said, we talk about these other people who try to go, to the opposite side as the majority does, but he takes it way too far. Like, this is unbelievable. If he was talking more about the politics side, I would understand, but he's talking about his feelings and how, how obviously coaches got sacked 6-7 years ago, but doesn't look at the majority of what Tuchel's done and what Roman has done and what he's brought to this club, because what he's brought has never, ever, and would never will be better than any other club, because any other club wishes they had Roman.
Well,
and I speak to Liverpool fans, and they wish they had him. They wish.
We would have never won every single trophy possible without Roman Abramovich. Like, we've won every competition possible, and I keep saying it. There's only 5 teams in the world, and we're one of the 5 that have absolutely won every single competition that they've played in. The Chelsea, Ajax, Man United, Juventus, and one more. Can't remember the last one, but anyway, it's Bayern Munich as well. So you look at that, to put us in that bracket, that individual bracket of being able to win everything that we stepped our foots in. How can you look down and be happy about losing the owner that's bought you this? If we're in the next 20 years, I'll probably have a bet, right? I don't think in the next 20 years we win every competition like we did under Roman Abramovich. Again, I don't think we will do that all again, over again. We might win a Premier League and a Champions League and here there, but we won't go through every competition again and win every competition. Personally, that's what I think. But that's the achievement.
I think because it's more than the money. Like, we could look at Newcastle, obviously they're going to be spending money, but it's the way they spend it. They spend it, due to just, wanting attention on this. But Roman spent it because it's like his child. And I've always used an analogy that he treated Chelsea like his child, and he invested into a child and to its growing up and getting its achievements and all that. So we're never, and I agree, maybe we can win it. I'm not going to say we might not win it, but I'm going to say we're never going to have an era better than Roman, just because of the way he brought us from the dirt and brought us to success. And it's just embarrassing that people like this are saying stuff like him. And obviously, Jem, I understand that you're disappointed at Rome, but Rory, but are you? Are you very do you think this is shameless? Are you like, what's your feelings telling you? Like, in his words, he's thinking with his feelings. What's your feelings telling you?
What about him? or
About him,
Roman?
yeah. No, about him.
Look. The one thing I've
About
always
about
done,
his speech. About his speech. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, I mean, the one thing I always do is people like Rory, I tend to not get dragged into it. I see a lot of other YouTubers get dragged into it, or content creators get dragged into what he says and whatever else. I tend to just look the other way because I don't generally listen to what he says. So when he does things like he did today, I wouldn't have known he said that unless you showed me. Do you know what I mean? Like I have no interest. I have no interest in Rory whatsoever and what he's doing, to be honest. You know, good luck to him if that's how he feels. But I just think it's I keep saying it. I just think he's doing it for a reaction. I don't generally think he means. I think he means parts of it. Some of it, a lot of the times, I think he just does it for views. I think he does it just to get that traction. I think he does it to be different, and that's the way he wants to grow his profile of individual as a Chelsea fan. That's fine, but at the end of the day, he needs to. And we know he's always been a sort of a feelings man, hasn't he? He always loves the Frank Lampards and the legends, and that's cool because I do as well. But that doesn't mean that I put them before the football club. If our football club's suffering because one of our legends is not able to bring it to the level that it needs to be to, then I'm not gonna, back our legend. I love our legend, and I love our legend when he leaves, like we did. I still love Frank Lampard. There's nothing that's different about it.
Yeah.
But it's just separating it, and he doesn't separate it. He just looks at it and blames it on an owner, which has done so much more for the club than just that one little sacking. It just outweighs it. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah.
That made no sense to me.
Yeah, I mean, as I said, I don't want to give too much attention. I think there's just a good video to kind of relapse and just to look at the other side, because obviously he's right. The majority of the fan base would be on Rome because that's like the logical thinking. But obviously, feelings for him is more important than logic. But obviously, going to more logic, this is something I just want to share because Roman Abramovich is planning to invest $2 billion into a charitable foundation aiding victims of Russian war in Ukraine. And again, like, Jim, tell me another owner who would do this. Tell me another owner.
No one. Because every other owner out there, I think, every other owner out there looks at this, looks at the club that they own as an investment, what they can get out of it. And I'm pretty sure that if they had to cut losses or leave the club, they would drain every little penny that they put into it before they leave, because they're businessmen. That's what businessmen do. They put money first. They don't put their emotions first. They put the money first, and that's the way they work. I don't blame them for it. They're successful for doing it. It's just the way it works. But in terms of Roman Abramovich, this is what I'm saying. There's nowhere in hell you replace a man that comes to Chelsea and looks at us like a hobby. Doesn't look at us as just an investment. He looks at us as a hobby that he wants to be the best, be competitive, and on top of that, the love that he had, not only for the football club, but for the fans, everything. Like, he was one of us. He was genuinely one of us. I remember watching him in every final we played in, and you can just tell by the way he reacts, like he's so invested into the club. He just wants the best. It's I don't know anyone that would do what he's doing, and the fact that the English government are looking to heavily sanction him when he's talking about sending £2 billion worth of his money to Ukraine, to help out what's going on at the moment is just unforgivable. Do I think he would wanted to sell Chelsea? Yeah, I do eventually think he was getting to the point where he might think, I need to sell it and move on. But I just don't think he would have wanted to sell us under these circumstances.
I think it was at the wrong time because I don't think he was anywhere close to selling anytime soon. I want to find that video. I just saw the video of him celebrating. I mean, everyone's seen it when Czech made that save in 2012, and he was obviously jumping up and down. His son was, I think Marina was there, or one of his wives were there. But again, and he said, we're never going to see a man replace this. But I want to go back, just rewind a bit to obviously the future of Chelsea. And I was saying that obviously I don't think we're ever going to become what we have now. And you were saying that we're never going to win anything in the 20 years. But who are we going for, Jem? Do you know anyone we're going for? Because as I said before, I mentioned that Polish guy who's 86, and then we got that Saudi guy. But do you think, and obviously there's obviously the rumors of Americans and British, but do you have your eye on anyone, or are you wanting anyone who can come in and replace Chelsea like Roman did?
For me, it's not about, I know a lot of people saying like they don't want Americans, they don't want this, they don't want that. I don't really narrow it down to, I don't want this type of American or this type. I look at it as an individual. I think it's important for us to find the right profile of owner that wants to come in with the right attitude and the right motives for this football club. And if he's American and he I'm not saying be like Roman Abramovich, but even if you can give like 30% of what Roman Abramovich does or has done, then that's enough for me. But just don't take us down the opposite route. You see the Glazers, you've seen the Cronkies, like they spend money, but they just don't have any system in place. The system that's set up there just doesn't work. We have a system in place. We just need a new owner to come in and back that system and continue to fund us and be there and make decisions with the current people that are there. That's the difference. So I think Roman Abramovich, why I think he said that he wouldn't fast track it, Roman. Yeah, do you know why he said he wouldn't fast track? You're never going to get that again, man. Like them reactions. You're just not going to get it. Why Roman said that he's not going to fast track it is because I do think that there's several billionaires that are interested, but I think it takes a bit of time to really understand their what it is that they want to do with Chelsea moving forward and how they see it and what their plans are for it. I don't think he will want to give Chelsea to someone that has the wrong ideas or doesn't look at it other than anything just being an investment and just sitting in their house in Europe or in America, not bothered with Chelsea, just not even watching it. Like, I don't think he wants that because he is a fan at the end of the day. And if he sells Chelsea, I guarantee he will still be involved, in what we're doing and how we're playing. And, it's a hard one for him. He needs to get it right. He really needs to get it right.
Yeah, I mean, and as I said, I don't think he's going to rush the process. He's not, in depth. He doesn't need the money. He doesn't need to get rid of it. So he's going to take his time, which is good. And hopefully by actually, I'll go to the question first before I even extend this. But guys, we still got 6 people on YouTube, and obviously, if you guys aren't in the Discord, I don't think Jem knows, but we've got a Discord with over 3,000 Chelsea fans in it. And obviously, I'm in the I don't know what this is called, guys. To people listening to me in this, I don't know what it's called, but live matchcast, whatever that is. And we're in the Discord here, and someone pops the question to us, Jem, saying that how would this affect us in August with upcoming transfers? And that was a great question that I completely forgot about. And how would this affect our upcoming transfers in August? Thanks to Ascended. I don't know your name, but Ascended. Appreciate the comment there over on
Depends
Discord.
on the position. It depends on the position of the partners that come in and buy us. Because if it's someone that comes in that the reason that there's partners being involved in the buying of Chelsea is because it's a lot of money. It's not. We're not cheap. To buy us, to fund us, to pay wages, to cover staff, to be able to make sales when we need to. I think that I don't think much should change. I think that if Tuchel needs to be backed, he should still be backed. And the owners, this is a good time for the owners to show us fans that they're here to do that. Because if they come in and then say to Tuchel, well, just bought the club and we're a little bit tight on money at the moment, I don't think if we can get away with not buying anyone for another summer, we'll give you one player. Can't give you 3 or 4. You might have to stick with some of the current guys that you got. Then I think that could be a problem for Tuchel, because then you're asking him to go into another season with the same players to then challenge and compete for everything, which we know we can't do at the moment, And I don't know, you've got to remember Christensen's leaving. Rudiger could potentially be going. Aspie looks like he might be going to Barcelona. I think they're going to be forced into having to buy players anyway. It's just then down to our scouting department. And this is what really frustrates me the most. As good as our setup is, our biggest weakness is our scouting department. They're all so bad. Ross Turnbull is shocking. Scott McCaughlan, who is the head owner of the recruitment of Chelsea Football Club, he's just shocking. He makes the wrong decisions. Peter Cech, to be fair to him, when he did get in, got Mendy sorted. That was a great sign. You know what I mean? Yeah. I think we need more experienced Chelsea heads in that recruitment department, so that when we do go and buy certain individuals, then that they're going to fit our system and profile, and Tuchel may see what the vision and where they're going with that individual. So I don't know. It's I think they will be forced into backing him because players are going to be leaving, or they're going to they're just going to back him. They're going to come in and show that they're serious and want to show the fans that they're here to keep Chelsea competitive, which is what we're hoping to see. So we'll have to see.
I mean, I'm begging it doesn't affect it, because as I said, I don't want to play with the same squad next season because we can't. And obviously, we're looking at Christensen's leaving. We're looking at, I mean, we'll get into that in a second. I want to just quickly say about the signings that I'm hoping that we can make these signings, because we need these signings. These signings are for the future. And you said our scouting is absolutely horrible. Like it is bad. It is really, really bad, because the only scoutings we get is from Cobham. Like we don't get these 17-year-old French guys or the 16-year-old Turkish guy now that's been in the news recently. I think he one clip. I
Bizarrely.
mean, more. Yeah, he's had one clip, but like even in general, just anyone. But we're not going for anyone. We, who was our last scout? Who would take away Mendy? Like who was like, or even a youngster? Like I can't name one youngster who we've gotten recently under even Lampard or Tuchel that's came in and that's started performing because we don't. Saul was a scouter on a loan. Like I can't name anyone who's a youngster.
Well, Kai Havertz is young, but he again, we knew that he was going to need time to bed in anyway. Do you know what I mean? That's Werner's not young. Ziyech wasn't young. Thiago Silva wasn't young. Mendy's 30. Like they're not young. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know. I just don't think they know. This is what you said there is correct. I don't think they actually. Like, I don't think they're doing a good enough job in terms of finding the new young talents. Where's the new Didier Drogba? Where's the new Lampard? Where's the new Messi? Where's the new Mbappe? Like, where are these guys? Like, there's got to be, someone out there that we should be. I know we signed someone recently, actually. Peter Cech and John Terry were standing with what was his name? A youngster that they just.
What
was it? Young boy.
No, Terry wasn't. Was Terry there?
Terry and
I
Peter Cech,
remember we made some. It was like a youngster, and I remember seeing this youngster who signed. But I thought this was like just for like the academy or like.
I think it was
like
it was definitely for the academy because John Terry's obviously looking after it, isn't he, at the moment? But I can't remember. But anyway, in terms of the first team, I don't think they've actually picked out any great young signings whatsoever.
I mean, hopefully we can do that. But it was Cecilia man, what's the latest update on new owners? I mean, we actually haven't got any new updates. Like it's the same update that Roman is selling Chelsea, and our new owners that are set to buy are dying down. I thought I would have received more news by now, but there hasn't been, and this week keeps going downhill. Like every day something else is going down. We've had the Super Cup, which I'll get into just a little bit. We'll discuss that briefly. But yeah, there's nothing recently coming up here. But I mean, I don't know what's going to be happening because I thought there was been some more news, but it looks like the Polish guys, I think, still on top, even though I don't think he can even afford it, Chelsea. So we'll see what happens in the coming days. So do stay tuned for that. But yeah, obviously August. We're talking about August now, guys. If you guys just tuned in and onto the Discord, the great question by. Sorry, I don't remember your name. I've gone past the chat. Sorry. To the guy who said about August and how it would affect it, but we're obviously going for Tchouaméni, Rice, Koundé. That's our two main targets, right? Do you think we can successfully get both of them?
Well, we have to be honest. For me, Jules Koundé is a must. You look at Christensen, looks like he's 99% out the door already. Aspie looks like he could be gone. Rudiger's still up in the air. Like the defensive department is something we really need to look into. Koundé, from what I understand, is pretty much ahead from what I've been told, but speaking to some journalists on Twitter that are pretty much ahead in the negotiations for him. There have been other football clubs that have come to him and asked for him. Juventus are one of them. Real Madrid have knocked on the door, but again, not that they can't afford them, but they're concentrating on the likes of Mbappe. They're also potentially looking to grab Haaland as well. So their defensive aspects are not what they're looking at the moment. And so Chelsea are well ahead in terms of the Jules Koundé signing, is what I've been told as well. So that could happen. In terms of Tchouaméni, the agent of Koundé is the same as Tchouaméni. So there has been talks from Chelsea in regards to bringing Tchouaméni to Chelsea. I do think it all falls down to value. Chelsea will have a strong negotiator in Marina, who, from what I've been told, doesn't want to pay 80 million for a DM. So let alone paying 100 million for Declan Rice. That's what I'm saying. That's not going to happen. So I think the Tchouaméni thing could happen, providing that our relationship with, which is supposedly meant to be very good with this agent, allows us to save a bit of money on him and get him back down to close 60 million regions. And I think you could see that we get Tchouaméni. Declan Rice, for me, he's too well. He's West Ham's best player. He was overpriced by West Ham, and if they get Europe, he won't be going anywhere. If they don't get Europe, then there's a good chance. But other than that, I think he'll still be there.
I think they're our targets, and they've been our targets since last August. And Uza confirmed, Gem, that it's Leo Cardoso. That's the guy
That's
here.
it. Yeah.
That's him. He's 15. He came in for Portugal, he got England citizenship, but he's from West Brom. So, I mean, again, that's something. I mean, again, he's obviously in the youth, but we'll see how
We've got
this
a lot of
name
them.
comes. They're all there, but again, we'll see how this name comes in the future there. But I'm on the Tchouaméni train. I've been on the Tchouaméni train since last August, and since Amir introduced me to him, because I think he's an absolute baller. And I think for the price, he said, if we can negotiate it a little bit less for him, and I think he's a more realistic option, because Rice, again, you said he's the best player, West Brom. He's technically the captain now because Noble doesn't start. And at the moment, I think they're going to overprice him to 130, 140 at least. And to be honest, I think he's a fantastic player. I think he's got great leadership in him. I think he's prem proven. He's this, that. But I think for the future, I really think Tchouaméni can become something, because he is killing it. He's the best player in Ligue 1 right now. Like, he's absolutely killing it, even when Monaco is playing in the downs. And I've always said that I want a player who, even when the team is playing shit, they still stand out. And that's someone that Tchouaméni is doing. So, I mean, either one I'll be happy with, but I'm way more enthusiastic of Tchouaméni on that one. But obviously, you said Koundé is a must. And Andreas Christensen, I mean, like, he's I don't know, he's dead average. I know your thoughts on him, and I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of him, but like, I think he stays, he goes. I'll be happy if he stays, and I'm not gonna care. But he's easily replaceable. But the only thing is, like, he's going to Barcelona. Like, come on, isn't that a snake move, Gem? Isn't that a bit of a snake move?
He's a snake, mate. That's all I've got. I just find it very weird that he's been so injured this season, like, especially like in important games like the final. Like, I know they're saying Achilles, but the guy's always injured. If he's not hurt, it's his headache. And then he's got St. shaking, and then like he's like a girl. Like, there's always something wrong with him. Like, I generally, like, I haven't got time for players that don't want to be here. Like, if they don't want to be here, then go, so that we can just get on with it. Christensen's not a legend. Christensen's not anything. He's had one good little stint with Tuchel. Yeah, I know Lewis thinks the opposite, but he's had one little good stint with Tuchel. Prior to that, you try and name me how great Christensen has been for this football club. I don't think he's been great. I think he's been good. I actually think he's a good defender. I think him, Rudiger, and Thiago Silva are our best three at the back when they're both all playing together. Sure, yeah. I think he's a good defender. I do like him. It's not that I don't like him. I just don't like his movements right now. You know, you accepted our bids twice. You then turned away our bids because you obviously saw Rudiger was trying to push for more, and you felt that you should be near the same. Our football club didn't want to give you that. You decided you want to go to Barcelona. Out of every club, you wanted to go to Barcelona. Cool. See you later. Like, that shows your intentions at 26 years old, where you could be kicking on and trying to help this football club, you know, get somewhere. Get somewhere else with these new young players and whatever else. And he could have been one of the big parts of that in the defence. You decide to go and play in a shit league like Barcelona. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, man. I find
that's the worst thing for me. I mean, like, out of everything, he goes to Barcelona. Like, if he was to Madrid or Bayern or something, like, all right, go. But he's leaving the best club in the world to go to the most downfall club in the world, and that's the thing for me. Because, as I said, I've always said throughout the season, I'm like, he's an average player. Like, he's good when he's there, and he's only good when he's got Thiago and Rudiger there. If you pop him in, he can't provide that leadership that Thiago Silva does. He can't do it like Rudiger does. And he has to play with someone who gives that leadership, or asks or someone. So I've said it. He's an average player. But now that Christensen's leaving, I'm officially a Barcelona fan. You see, I've got the jersey on now. I'm repping the Christensen team because I'm happy that my man Christensen's going to Barcelona, because you know what? Like, we can easily replace him. Like, if he wants to snake us and go to Barcelona, then go for it. But obviously, then another person who's leaving is Aspie, and someone, like, you know, people go, oh, but why aren't you complaining about Aspie? Well, Aspie's career is finished. He's a legend for us. He's done bits. Like, that's not even comparable. But obviously, there's going on talks for Alonso now. I know our thoughts on Alonso, but what do we do with him, man? Like, do we even sell him? Like, at this point, like, do we even sell him? Do we try to sell him?
Yeah. The problem is, and it's our fault again, is that we're paying all these players really good wages, and in their heads they don't want to go anywhere for anything less because they're earning great money. And that's all our fault. So what ends up happening is we end up having numbers. just numbers in our squad, like Ross Barkley and other people that just run out their contracts because they're making so much money, knowing that they're not going to make it anywhere else because they have to go for half the price. And that's our fault because we gave them that stupid wage in the first place. And that's why our wage bill's so high, because we've got so many stupid like signings that are taking stupid monies, which we shouldn't be at this football club. And with Alonso, like he's already come out and said like he'd be happy to stay and see out his contract. Of course he would. You know, even if he's sitting on the bench, he's still taking, you know, decent money while we're still winning. Even if he isn't involved and we're still winning, he's still winning. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think we need to get rid of him. I think we need to improve in that area. I don't think we could just rely on Ben Chilwell, especially with this injury that he's going to be coming back with. Same with the the right wing back area as well. Reece James, like, you know, part of the reason why he got injured was because he was playing pretty much every game in December. We asked him to play midfield. We asked him to play. I was at the game when he got injured. It was against Brighton. He played left wing back rather than right because Lamptey was playing, and they were like worried about Lamptey so much. And he had, don't get me wrong, Lamptey made him run up and down the pitch constantly, especially after playing every 2 days. And he went into attack on it. Went, you know, he was just overplayed. Like, we're overplaying our players massively, and I don't know, man. There's a lot that I think we need to sort out. It's not just a defense. I think we need a midfield. I think we need wing backs. I actually think we need to sort the. I think our whole front to back needs sorting. That is literally it. I know it sounds bad because we spent 200 million, but I don't think we've actually done it correctly. You know,
I mean, I think it's like I have an unpopular opinion on Alonso. I think he's horrible, right? But we can't afford to go for a secondary left back right now. Like, we should invest that into. I've said we should invest into a youngster, an 18-year-old from Brazil, or that, just to get him in and grow him in the team, because we can't afford a secondary wing back. I think we missed our opportunity on Digne. I think we possibly may regret that. I mean, whatever, he's there, he's gone. But Alonso is here. If he plays, he plays. I don't care. He's stuck with that team. My first instinct will be to sell him, but if he stays, I'm not going to be upset because, we've been asking to sell him since 2017, 2018.
Yeah.
So it's never going to go. But someone in the Discord asked, why am I wearing a Barcelona top? Well, this is my indoor soccer team jersey. So I've just came back from indoor soccer, so that's why I'm still wearing it on. Yeah, I'm wearing this one. It's actually a sick top. Not gonna lie, it's pretty sick. But yeah, got that on. That's why Pepe. So chill on that. But I mean, going onto that, we'll switch over from the transfers and shit because, man, I mean, August is gonna be. I said it last August. I said it the August before, but this one's gonna be even more massive. This is gonna be a massive August because, as you said, we need to revamp our whole team, and we'll see where that goes there. But obviously, we've got Burnley on when is it? Saturday for you guys, Sunday for me.
Yeah.
So just give me your thoughts on what you're expecting, and then we'll get into the deep dive on it.
We need a win. We need to start building up points. When you look at, and I said this after the Liverpool game, when you look at the games that we have in that schedule from the end of, from now all the way to the end of April, there is a good opportunity for Chelsea to build up a good 6 to 7 wins in a row, which will accumulate us enough points to not only get third, but allow us to compete maybe with Liverpool, who are in second, because Liverpool have got some really hard games from now to the end of April. So there's a good chance they may drop some points that might drag them closer to us. But I think we've got to just concentrate on ourselves and make sure that we solidify 8th first, and then we can sort of kick forward. But we got to beat Burnley after drawing with them at home. And I don't know watch along for that game. I don't do many watch alongs on GNA TV. I don't know watch along for that game, and I was just like, I was so pissed when we drew with that one. But we own one. But they are better. They're better than what they was. They've got a very good forward now, haven't they? A tall guy up front, whatever his name is, Vodgard, whatever his name is.
Van der Gaard, whatever his name is. Massive.
He could cause problems, but at the end of the day, we're still good enough. We still got the team. We should be battering them. So we'll see.
Yeah, Pino, smashed Burnley. I agree. In the Discord, appreciate all the guys in the Discord, guys. If you guys do want to come into the YouTube, do check it out. Obviously, they've been here for months on end. Over 3,000 Chelsea fans in the server. So, guys, if you're on YouTube, guys, I haven't put the link in yet, actually, on the new channel, but we're still partner with them because, I mean, I haven't got rid of it. So, if you guys do want to go check out and join the Discord, I'll pop the link in at the end of the stream. But nah, it's Burnley. Like, I think when we played Burnley last time, that was the start of our downfall. I think that was like when we started to, like, we kind of got humbled a bit. But I'm expecting a massive win. But again, if we're losing, not losing, but we won, but nearly lost against Luton Town, like what do I expect from Burnley? But I mean, that guy up front, like even though every team's versed him, like we're Charity FC, like he can come and he can score a hat trick on us for all we know, and then we'll just get twisted and turned. But we definitely need a strong defense for that one. But we'll get into a lineup in a second. But again, I think it's a must win. There's like no excuses. Reece James should be back. So like again, we've got another person very fit, very obviously our starter back. But yeah, it's Burnley. Like, come on. Are they in relegation or do they come out of it somehow?
They are in relegation, but they're working their way out.
They are.
They're a bit like Newcastle.
Wow. The relegation is actually a very I'll just quickly stream it. I don't want to get too much into it, but I'll just quickly show you guys. Like the relegation is kind of not close, but it's very weird. Like Everton were 8th last season, or it's at 9th or whatever.
Lampard's in trouble. Where's Newcastle? Look at Newcastle, man. They pushed themselves around.
Look at that. They've had 1 draw, 4 wins. So I mean, that just shows money can get
get you somewhere, innit? Yeah.
Did they been scoring that? I mean, Joe Linton, like what the hell, bro? Joe Linton, he's been scoring now. They don't even Burn and Target. Yeah, I mean, yeah, they're doing decent. I mean, I don't see them getting relegated, but imagine everything gets relegated. Just Jam, quick thoughts on that. Like, what if everything gets relegated and Lampard's the manager there?
I hope not, because it is Frank Lampard at the end of the day, and I still like he is one of my legends, isn't he? Do you know what I mean? So I don't think he was brought in for them to get relegated. I think he was brought in to get them away from it. I do think that they still got enough to do it. They just need to put some run of forms together. They're so close to it now as well. It's quite scary. I mean, they've got the games in hands. You know, that's the only good thing. They've got 1 or 2 games in hands on certain individuals, maybe more. So they need to win them games in hands. I think them game in hands, if they get them in, then I think you'll see you will see them sort of slowly go up to where Newcastle is and pull themselves away. But we have to see.
I mean, yeah, it'd be shocking. I don't think they'll get relegated. I think it'll be these 3 here. If not, possibly I see Leeds going down, but still, there's going to be a shocker in this one. Be up to Prime, accept Kepa as your Lord and Savior. Yep, Jem has to accept him because Prime went ham against him. He was shitty because, I mean, Josh went at me yesterday. Remember Josh went at me yesterday?
Yeah.
And Loftus-Cheek was in front of him, so that's the excuse for that one. But yeah, he was a scarecrow there. But Frank isn't our legend. Speak for yourself. Whoa, he's a player legend, not a manager legend. Not a manager legend, he's a player legend.
Anyway. He's always been
Prime, you were going at Kasim the other day, bro. Like I was on QNTV and Prime was just going at him. I was listening to you guys on the way back from the gym. I was like, what's everyone arguing about? And Prime's just going at Kasim. Prime, you gotta calm down, bro. You gotta calm your farm there because you were going ham. But be up to Prime here in the chat. But yeah, we'll get into the lineup now. Then we'll give our overall thoughts at the end. So do you see a 4 or do you see a 3?
I think we'll play a 4. But it depends who's back. Like,
yeah. Did his conference start? I don't think his conference.
Yeah, he's done the conference already.
I did.
Yeah.
What has been said? Let's have a look. What's been said. Let me just get it up. Absolute Chelsea. Fun stat: on 30th April, Goodness Park played Chelsea as their 4th last game of the season. We could actually relegate. Oh, Prime. I love Prime.
He's just a weirdo, isn't he?
He's a funny guy, bro, Prime. All this fortunate Frank followed to support Chelsea and get relegated with him. Bro, I mean, Prime, I remember, I think on the terrace it was when he got sacked, we were talking about it, and I was, I hated Frank as a manager ever since he came, but we did not disrespect him as a player, even though he went to City and blah, blah, blah. But let's see what Tuchel said. With no fresh injuries, that's good. Lukaku, he's talking about Lukaku here. I don't know. But yeah, I guess there's no fresh injuries, so I'm assuming.
Did he say any injuries? He's not said anything. He must have said.
Oh my god, what happened to Absolute Chelsea? Like just very brief articles. Now they're giving these Tuchel reveal no fresh injuries for selection, including Silva, Ziyech. Everyone's back pretty much. Yeah. But Aspie's gone. But Silva, Ziyech, James, and Chalobah are in for this game.
Wow.
Prime will stop now. Prime. Keep going, bro. Freedom of speech. Keep going. How can you be a Chelsea fan disrespectful? Okay, is that Prime? But yeah, so there's no fresh injuries, but Chalobah is back. ZH is back. Silva's back. James is back. So that's some good news. We've got some good news here. I think I'll go. Doesn't mean Christensen's back as well? Bro, absolute Charles in the mud, bro. Come on, give me some brief. I don't think he said about Christensen, but let's assume Christensen's still out. So if we go with a 3 at the back. Sorry, you said 4-3. Sorry, I forgot. I've lost. I'm too tired. What did you say, Jim? 4 or 3 at the back?
I'd say 4. I would say 4 at the back, but it depends on who's playing. But if we're lacking defenders, then I think it will need to be 3 at the back.
I think we're just lacking Aspi and Christensen. So Chalobah, Silva.
Chalobah's training, isn't he? I saw pictures of him. Yeah, so
yeah.
Let's do 4. Let's do 4-3 or 4. Let's do.
It's 4-1,
4-1,
3-5-2. Let's do 3-5-2.
Let's go 3-5-2. Yeah, let's go 3-5-2. Like we did last game round. I think he might do that with better players in, just to give us the 2 up front, maybe 1 behind. Yeah, all right. Yeah, let's do that.
All right, we'll go through. So, starting from goals, I do think Mendy will start this one as much as I want Kepa to start this one, but I do think realistically Mendy will start. It's a Prem game. It's Burnley, so I'll pop Mendy in there.
Yeah, easy one.
On the right side, on the right, I was about to say it's only Chalobah here because what's his name still injured. I don't know if he's even injured. I don't know.
Is he fit? I'm assuming he's fit. He hasn't said he's injured, has he? So
wasn't he injured last game?
Yeah, he was, but it was because of his stitches. So I'm assuming he might be back. I don't know.
Oh wait, Chalobah? No, I'm talking about Christensen. Is it Christensen injury? I don't know. Who cares? We don't want him to push anyway. In the middle, do we risk Silva here? Because we've got Burnley, and then I think we've got like a week break.
If Silva's fit, we're playing him this game, 100%.
Oh, we've got Burnley, Norwich. We've got not the hardest run.
So I said to you, it's an easy run up to April. So I reckon Silva will start playing just to make sure.
Yeah, in here, Silva.
Silva is just immense. He's our best defender. I keep telling people this. He's by far.
I think he's the best in the league. He's the best in the league. Like, who comes past him?
No one.
Not that shitty VVD guy.
No one beats him.
Rudiger. Left, I think. Rudiger, yeah, obviously.
I feel sorry for Rudiger. He's playing every game at the moment, but he's
as I said, there's that 1 week break. I think I don't know when to have a break, to be fair. Sar's okay, but what do you think of Sar? Because I think Sar's a good player. I think we should give him. I said this last season, but we should have given him some time and given him some chances. We did. He's been average. He's been okay, but I would start him in Premier League games, like Norwich next week. Like, if we need to rest Rudiger, I would trust Sar to come on that pitch.
Yeah, I'll play Sar against Norwich. I think we can get away with that personally. Yeah. But Rudiger away to Burnley, that's not an easy game. You need Rudiger. You need him for his height. You need him for his speed. They're going to be challenging. So you got to have your best, I'd say.
Yeah, for sure. And so. Thanks. How can still going on about Lampard, guys? What are we saying for the midfield? Prime comes in and tries to argue with everyone. I love it. Wing back. I think James goes in here, or do you say Hudson and Doyle or something?
No, James, man, just put James there. He's back. He needs to play.
I don't like to see Hudson doing wing backs. It's like attacking as putting attackers as defenders does not work. It's just the basic rule of football.
I've seen enough of Hudson Odoi as a wing back. I'm telling you right now.
I've seen enough of him in general. Did you see that stat of Hudson Odoi against Luton Town?
I know it was bad because my eye test didn't even realise he was on the pitch. So it's.
It was shocking. I think 60 minutes and everything was 0-0-0-0. So, anyway, we'll get to the front line in a second. Prime AC injured. I'm not too sure. I think we're gonna assume so. Yeah, but yeah, Aspi is out for this one. He's out for this one. Middle, Saul, Ruben, Kante, Jorginho, cover.
I don't think Jorginho.
I'm gonna agree with you. Actually, I don't think Jorginho will play this game. I think Tuchel won't put him in. I think it'll be Kante.
I think he's going to want energy. I'm going to go with Kante as well. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think if you notice, he started slowly growing to this. It's like he's kind of not giving up on Jorginho, but he's kind of just like he's played so many games. Jorginho, I think he's just now like putting him as like third choice at the moment. From what I'm seeing, I think Kova and Kante.
Yeah, I mean, I was this about Jorginho. I think he's still a main player, but I think we've realized that we don't need him in the team to succeed like we used to. I think when we used to, like back last season, we had to have him there, or we would collapse. But now we've learned to grow with it, so he doesn't have to be there for these like type of games, which is good because we shouldn't be relying on just Jorginho. But obviously his contract's leaving next season. I mean, Declared was saying that to extend it, and I was a bit shocked. I mean, I'm a massive Jorginho fan, but if we say hypothetically Tchouaméni comes in, what would you do with Jorginho? Would you just let the contract run out, or would you try and sell him this season?
Sell him. Yeah, I'll send him back to. I've heard that there's interest from Juventus for him. If they want him,
he'll kill it, Juventus. He'll kill it.
Yeah. You know, let him go back to Italy is what I'd say. I think we need to move on from Jorginho personally. It's not that I don't like him. I just think we need to move forward, and this system needs to move forward, and we need different profile players, younger players, to sort of kick forward with that. I think we need to keep Kante over Jorginho personally. That's what I would want. But yeah, we'll see.
Werner played bad. I mean, I said this on Gems. I said I didn't watch the game. I saw the scores. So I was like, Werner must have had an amazing game. I watched the game, and I was like, he was shocking. Like he wasn't that good. Like as I expected. I think I gave him like a 7.5, 7. But he wasn't like outstanding. Like, I mean, that's his level. Like Luton Town, like, that's his level there.
If Timo Werner doesn't get that assist to goal, we don't win that game. So at the end of the day, like he did in theory dig us out. I mean, you could say Prime that Werner played bad, but where was your boy Lukaku most of the games? 14 touches in 65 minutes is embarrassing. But we move.
I mean, Werner would. Okay, again, I'll keep getting off topic, but I love going into these transfer segments. Like, would you keep Werner? Like, would you keep him in August?
I think he's one of the first to go on the books, but at the same time, it wouldn't surprise me if he's here next season. So I don't know. I think we need to improve that area, and I think Werner's one of the guys that potentially goes out of all of them, along with maybe. I don't know, Ziyech maybe to a degree. Still, I think Ziyech might go. I think Cho should go on loan. I think Cho should go on loan. I think Pulisic might be in a bit of trouble as well. I don't know. We have to see.
I mean, yeah, realistically, right, I would get rid of, if I can, to replace Werner, Pulisic, maybe Leno, whatever. Let's just say we'll get a couple there, but who do we get in? That's the thing. And as you said, I mirrored what you said, and I said Werner is the number one on that list to leave if we get a replacement. If we don't get a replacement, then we'll have to keep him. And I'm not gonna be upset if we keep him. Like I was a big fan of him. Now I'm like being realistic with him. I'm not like these Werner love boys who just think, well, last season, he was our best attacker, got this. But like, yes, he can be good, but when is he going to be good? We're still giving him the excuse of give him time. Like, it's been 2 years, guys. Like, come on. Like, he should be performing a little bit better. Like, we got to get consistent with him. Like, I'm sick of these. Even with like if these players aren't going to be consistent, then I don't want him in our team. I want consistent players here. Keep him for experience. Why do people want to get rid of our experience of one of the half champions of midfield? Same with Kante. I agree. I think with Jorginho, I said this. I want to build a Manchester City team, and a majority of people wish that. And if we were going to build that, then number one, we're going to keep Kepa. Number two, we're going to keep Jorginho, and then get Tchouaméni in, so we can have Tchouaméni, Kante, or whatever, and then we can just replace Jorginho with Tchouaméni. Like, we can have these like number twos playing as number ones.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. There's no problems with trying to keep, not trying to keep experience. Experience is important when you're bringing in young individuals. Like Tchouaméni's a young prospect. You know what I mean? You want him to bed in with the likes of Kante, Kovacic. But if it means Jorginho goes and Tchouaméni comes in, and Billy Gilmore comes back, which could also happen as well, then I'm cool with that, because you've got the experience in Kante and Kovacic in the midfield, and then you've got people like Tchouaméni and Gilmore, who's already played in this team, to sort of slowly bid in. Gilmore might go back out, but I think we need 4 midfielders personally moving forward. And we've got Ruben as well. That's the other thing.
Man, I'm gonna change it. I think the first one. Actually, no, I wouldn't sell Ruben off the bat, but if we get more midfielders in, I think it's time for like he needs to go. Like, yes, he's doing like okay, but like he's not that good, guys. Like, come on, like he's not what we expected. Like he's replaceable, but like if he does, obviously we don't get a replacement for him. I'm not gonna be the one to say let's sell him. Werner needs to go just because he doesn't mean Werner needs to go just because he scored doesn't mean he was shit for the 90 minutes. I mean, it's not just that game though. Like this is his first goal in like I think a month and a half, too. But like this is his level though. Like his level are these FA Cup, Caramel Cup players. Like it's not his standard. And I'm saying this in the Premier League, he can't really play that well. Gem, I used air quotes for playing bad. Actually, read what I wrote, considering I was the one out of us that defended him last season. I think this is Werner.
So did I.
Werner played
What are you
bad.
coming to me for about Werner? You know,
Ah.
I don't know what he's talking about. He's just being prime again.
Get Joao Felix or Leo from AC Milan. Joao Felix, I would personally, get Dembele just because of the relationship with Tuchel, and I've always said this that he plays very good when he's not injured. If we can not fix that, but like, I mean, it's a difficult one. It's a difficult one. Like I would get him if it's our last asset, but there isn't any attackers that I would say we need a target.
How Joao Felix is one of them. I know there's so many weirdos that love. He's a good player, but he's not. He doesn't like. He's a second striker. He's not. Like would have the same problems. I just don't think we would benefit from him. We need actual out and out direct wingers, like people like you said, Dembele, will actually attract people to the balls and create space. Do you know what I mean? Like I don't know, man. If we're going to keep Lukaku, we need people that can actually create. Does that make sense? A bit more around him. So.
Yes, let's get Felix has been poor for 3 seasons. Yeah, I mean he hasn't been that good. Like, as I said, there's not one attacker that we can say, yep, we're going for this guy because he's done fantastic. Not one attacker has done like amazing for last season. Everyone's been pretty shit. Like like that obviously are realistic to come to Chelsea. Like, yeah, we can say Salah, blah 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 blah. Like who's realistically coming to Chelsea? We can say Rafinha, but Rafinha he's broken his leg. I think he's had one or the other. Tore his ACL, broken his leg. Again, injury prone, and he's not standing out for Leeds. Like I said, players who stand out for their clubs are the players we should be going for. But let's go back to the lineup. Left back, would I'll put this question out. Would we play Kennedy? Would we play him?
I actually didn't think Kennedy was that bad. I know a lot of people said he was a bit I think he gives us a little bit more going forward. He's got that pace. He can take a player on. And he took a great shot against Lewin. That was a good shot. Do you know what I mean? That they got top corner to go and didn't save it. So I think it's I think he, is a good chance. But I just think he'll go back to Alonso and just go back to what he knows personally rather than Kennedy the opportunity. But we'll see.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think he'll pop Kennedy on. I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing him. Like, I just want anyone besides Alonso. And I think for these Burnley games, like, yes, we can have that one player who are kind of getting experienced into the team. And I think Kennedy, we can risk playing Kennedy because we've got all these players. And Kennedy's not the worst player. Like, as you said, I thought he had an average game. I don't think he made mistakes. And that's it. Like, he wasn't spectacular, but he didn't make any mistakes leading to a bad game. Big up to Declare. Good morning, Declare. It's time for us to go sleep soon, man. What are you saying? Good morning. Tell me you just woke up. Dembele ain't worth it, showing his injury history. Yeah, and I agree. That's the factor that I will look at. I'll be like, hang on, like maybe this is not the best move to go for. But as I said, I'm gonna repeat myself for the 8th time. There's not one attacker who we are realistically linked to that is going to be good coming to Chelsea, or who would leave their club to come to Chelsea. Because no attackers playing that well this season that want to leave their club. But for the front three, I think everyone's back. So what are we saying for this front three? And if playing 2 up front.
Lukaku, Havertz.
Because we need our top.
Havertz,
we need our top ones today. We need our top attackers today as well, James. Yeah. Burnley, they're going to be quite hard,
Havertz,
the defense.
Havertz, Lukaku, Mount.
So I definitely think Havertz starts. I mean, he's finally here, Jim. He's finally here, and hopefully he's here to stay.
Havertz,
yeah, he's one of our own. Lukaku, Havertz, and you say Mount in the camp.
I think Mount
I'll
will
go
play.
with Mount.
Just go on bang on about him. He will play. He will
I will
play.
go for Mount, but I don't think when we played two up front, there's not really anyone else we could like. This is his main position, wouldn't you say? A cam /8. So I don't know. I wouldn't play as declared. Why isn't Kepa in goals, Matt? Because Kepa's come and watched the game with me. Me and him were watching it from my house, so he's not playing this game. But nah, realistically, Tuchel will put Mendy. As I said, I would want Kepa to start. You guys know I would want Kepa to start, but obviously he's not realistically not gonna take over Mendy's position because he was robbed on playing the final against the World Cup final, and he was robbed on the Caramel Cup final. But it's all right. He'll play FA Cup. He should be playing FA Cup quarterfinals. He should be in the semi, and then when we get to the finals, he should be there. And then we'll see why he should have started in the Caramel Cup final. But I mean, going back to the lineup, obviously, I think this is a very strong lineup. I think we need our strongest attackers for this game because Burnley, we know Burnley. Like, we know they play 9 behind the ball. They'll just sit there. So it's going to be, I wouldn't say a tough game, but a tough game for our attackers. I think we'll have 26 shots and then 4 will be on target. And then my prediction is going to be 1-0, to be fair with you, because I think it's going to be one of those games. But what are you saying for the prediction?
I'm going for a 2-0 Chelsea. Kai Havertz goal, and I'm going to go with a Rudiger header.
Rudiger header.
Yeah.
Oof, I hope that happens. But obviously, I think I would sub Ziyech on, I think, very early in this game because I think I want him to get a bit of runs because I do think when we play 4, he is our most consistent attacker. But I think Havertz, again, is a must-starter now every single game. I think now when we play these FA Cup games, it's when he rests. I think he's transformed and transitioned into a starting player. Prime says Giles on a second striker. He's inside forward that scores goals, which is exactly what we need to complement Havertz. We don't play
with the same situation with Timo Werner, but we don't play him in that position, Prime. So stop coming out with absolute nonsense. Where do we ever play with a second striker properly? Like bring it up again. Zhao, what do you say? Zhao isn't a second striker. He's an inside forward that scores goals, which is exactly what we need to be. No, he's no way in hell going to be able to play in the system that we play out wide, holding the wing, which is what he's saying. He's saying that he plays as an inside forward. He don't play our wing, when we play a 3 up front. They don't play as inside forwards most of the time. They get told to hold their position out wide. If you watch closely. That's why I always moan when Timo Werner gets told to play on the left because he's not playing close enough to the striker. Like, our system doesn't play to the way that Prime is saying we play. Like, that is basically the way I see it.
And I think if he plays inside forward, he has not. Let me look at his stats actually, because I saw him score a goal against Man United. I don't know if the goal stood. 18 matches, 3 goals, couple assists. I mean, yeah. I want to get him. Maybe in the future when he develops, but I personally wouldn't risk for someone like Joao Felix. I wouldn't risk for a youngster like him because I think it's too much of a risk. We should be going, if we're going to be going for some players, maybe some experienced players or very, very young, unknown players. We should be going for these high-profile players who are very expensive. I don't think they're the players that are the best for Chelsea. But obviously, concluding the stream now, final lineup here. I think it's going to be a good game, but at the same time, it's a Burnley. It's going to be a boring game because it's Burnley. But I think we'll have a great performance in there, hopefully, because I think we need a relapse of the Luton Town. Not a relapse, but it's too late for me, guys. I'm slurring my words here, but
what's the time there?
It's 11 p.m. But I've just came back from soccer, but I'm full on dead, bro. I'm dead.
It's only 12 o'clock in the afternoon here, so
yeah, you're getting your day started, man. You're getting your day started.
Yeah, exactly, it always is. It's got a stream next to do the Prem show, so that's the next thing coming up in the next half hour.
Obviously, guys, I put Gems link in there. Everyone knows who Jem is, so guys. He's streaming half an hour. You said?
Yeah, about half hour's time. Yes, people can come in.
Half hour's time.
I think David's joining us as well, so that'll be interesting for this one. No Ram on the Prem show today. No David. Yeah,
David's filling in for Ram, and I know David's not a big fan of Lukaku. So that's going to be a great discussion there. So guys, do go check that out, guys. Obviously on GNA TV. Link is in the description there. But yeah, any final words for the Burnley game?
get the win, need the 3 points, keep the pressure on, try and make a gap between us and the guys below us. Don't allow us to be dragged into a top 4 race battle. And, you know, like, I'll be happy with third, to be honest. Get third. And if we can push second because Liverpool drop points, then that's great. But our system does play that way, Jim. The only time the front three spread out more is when it's wingers. No, it doesn't. You guys do not watch Chelsea enough, do you? The only time I've seen us play in that what they're saying is when we play 3-5-2, like we did against Luton, and Timo Werner was playing next to the striker. When we play as a free with the forwards, and I'm thinking about the final, for example, even though they're meant to come, like they're dropping deep, yeah, they're not as close to the striker. They're always sort of dragging themselves out wide to support the wing backs. That's why you have the overlay. The overlay from the wing backs is because the forwards are in a position where they can do 1-2s with them. They're not inside forwards. What an inside forward is to me is someone that's direct, always in the box, always linking up with the striker. We don't do that enough, and that's why people like Romelu Lukaku supposedly suffer, because he doesn't get enough touches. He doesn't see the ball. He's always on his own. So I think we do it in certain games, but not in every. And that's what I'm saying. It's not our actual to-go-to system. If that makes sense.
Get the whiteboard. Gem's going to bring up a whiteboard on GNA TV, guys, next stream. He's going to be like that Dubai coach on TikTok. Have you seen that Dubai coach guy who brings up the whiteboard? Come here. Speaking of TikTok, guys, have you ever had a Paddy Power, guys? Let me get it up, guys. Do follow my new TikTok, because I've obviously, you guys, now been banned off it 5 times. So let's make it a 6. But guys, do follow that Zvoy Reacts here. This guy, what's it, Mr. Paddy Murphy? He responded to me. We're gonna have a beef battle soon, so stay tuned for that. Go do follow that. I just made it last week, and I'm getting absolutely attacked by Liverpool fans, guys. So make sure to go follow that now, because it's funny. It's very, very funny. But yeah, appreciate obviously Gem coming on the stream. Obviously Gem known each other for a long time.
I know. Let's get your subscribers up, man. Let's get you up to the hundreds very soon. So when I'm on GNA TV, I'll keep promoting it as well. And
appreciate it.
Come on, and that we'll try and grow it as much as possible, mate. 100%.
I mean, yeah, winter's coming. That means I'm jumping on streams more, because you guys stream a bit early now, because obviously you guys, like, now 11:30, I got work early tomorrow, so I can't come on. But soon you guys will be going to early, so I'll be jumping on more. But obviously, I'll be up to Gem for joining you. Just to start here on Ziva, we'll keep going. You guys know I've already made a channel to hit 2K subs, so I can do it again. Nothing stopping me. But I appreciate Gem obviously coming on. Yeah, obviously everyone knows where they can find you, but just repeat where they can find you, obviously.
Yeah, you can find me over on GNA TV on YouTube. We are streaming in the next 20 minutes to half hour. We're doing what we call the Prem show, but we do a lot of what's based on that channel is Chelsea topics, Chelsea debates, Chelsea news, Chelsea transfers. We do a lot of that over there. So if you don't know, then yeah, go and check us out. And there might be a potential that I might be rebranding soon anyway, channel name changing and things like that. So there's a lot of plans to be happening. Declared, just talk to the wall, mate. Stop calling me out. Talk to the wall. Just go and talk to your wall. And we're talking a bit. I'll see you on Declared. I'll see you on the other side. GNA TV.
Jump on GNA TV, Declared. You can say your thoughts there. But obviously, guys, yeah, I appreciate everyone coming on today, guys. Gonna keep try upload, but obviously do check out the TikTok, guys. I'm only doing like 3 videos a day there. So yeah, appreciate everyone joining, and I'll see you guys next time. See you guys. Yeah.